Have you ever walked into the gym, looked around, and wondered why some people seem to grow muscle so quickly while others grind for months without much to show? You start to think maybe you're doing something wrong, or worse, maybe your genetics just won't let you build the body you want. But here's the truth. Most people aren't being held back by bad genetics, they're being held back by bad information. Old myths, passed down from lifters in the 80s and 90s, still dominate gym culture today. And if you're following them, you might actually be slowing down your own progress. So in today's video from Peak Physique, we're breaking down 4 of the biggest muscle growth myths that science has completely proven wrong. And by the end, you'll not only know the truth, you'll know exactly how to unlock your full muscle building potential. But first, let me ask you this. What if the very thing you've been avoiding in your workouts could actually accelerate your gains? Keep watching, because the 4th myth is going to flip your idea of muscle growth upside down. Heavy weights equals big muscles? The first myth is one you've probably heard 1,000 times. If you want to grow, you have to lift heavy. It sounds logical, big weights, big muscles. But the science tells a different story. Yes, lifting heavy works. But it's not the only way. Research shows that as long as you train close to failure, meaning you push your muscles until they can't do another representative, lighter weights can build just as much muscle as heavy weights. Think about it. One lifter is bench pressing 250 pounds for 6 reps. Another is using 135 pounds for 20 reps. Both reach failure. The result? Similar muscle growth. The key is intensity, not just the number on the bar. So, if you've ever skipped lighter weights thinking they're too easy, you've been falling for this myth. Don't chase ego lifting, chase effort. What if you don't need as much protein as you think? Protein shakes, protein bars, protein cookies. The fitness world has convinced us that more protein automatically means more muscle. But here's the myth. You don't need insane amounts to grow. A lot of lifters believe they need 2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. For a 180-pound person, that's 360 grams of protein, basically eating chicken breast for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert. But studies show you only need about 0.7 to 1 gram per pound of body weight. That's plenty to maximize growth. Anything beyond that isn't building more muscle, it's just extra calories your body doesn't really use. So don't stress about pounding 6 shakes a day. Focus on hitting a balanced intake spread throughout your meals, and you'll give your muscles everything they need to recover and grow. The more you train, the better? Here's where most gym rats burn out. The belief that more is better, train harder. Train longer. Never take a day off. Sounds motivating, right? But it's a dangerous myth. The science is crystal clear. Muscles don't grow in the gym. They grow while you're resting. When you lift, you're actually tearing muscle fibers. It's only during recovery, when you sleep and rest, that those fibers rebuild stronger. That's why overtraining doesn't lead to faster results. It leads to plateaus, fatigue, and sometimes even injury. Most people need at least 48 hours before working the same muscle group again. And let's not forget about sleep. Deep sleep is when your body releases growth hormone, a key player in recovery. So if you've been grinding 6 or 7 days a week, thinking that's the secret, you may actually be holding back your growth. Sometimes the smartest move isn't to train more, it's to rest more. What if cardio actually helps you build muscle? Now for the most controversial myth. Cardio kills your gains. For years, lifters avoided cardio like it was poison. They thought running a mile would shrink their biceps overnight. But new research paints a very different picture. Moderate cardio, things like cycling, swimming, or brisk walking, can actually improve your muscle growth. Why? Because it strengthens your heart and lungs, improves blood flow, and speeds up recovery. That means more oxygen and nutrients get delivered to your muscles, helping them grow faster. One study even showed that people who combined lifting with moderate cardio gained more lean muscle than those who just lifted. So cardio doesn't kill gains, neglecting cardio kills performance. Use it wisely, and it becomes a weapon, not a weakness. Now that we've shattered the big 4 myths, there's one more you need to hear, the myth that progress should be fast. Too many people give up because they expect overnight results. They think after a few weeks of lifting, they should look like a bodybuilder. But real muscle growth takes time. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Think of it like planting a tree. You water it, give it sunlight, and wait. You don't see it growing day by day, but 6 months later, it's taller and stronger. That's exactly how building muscle works. Consistency beats perfection. The people who succeed aren't the ones who train the hardest for 2 weeks, they're the ones who stick with smart training for months and years. So here's the truth. You don't have to lift insanely heavy, drown yourself in protein shakes, spend hours in the gym every day, or avoid cardio at all costs. You just need to train smart, fuel your body properly, recover well, and stay consistent. If you apply these science-backed truths, 6 months from now you'll look back and realize the only thing that was holding you back was believing the myths. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe to Peak Physique, and share this with someone who's stuck in their fitness journey. And in my next video, I'll give you a complete science-based blueprint for building muscle faster and smarter, so stay tuned. Because here on Peak Physique, we don't chase myths, we chase results.